Welcome back. Sorry for being a bit quiet, but I picked up this stuff on the trailer and then I had to go on site for a week, so I haven't got the chance to do anything. What we're gonna do today is unloading this mystery thing here, and I'll show you some other footage from before and what else we got. What we're gonna do, we pull it back with a snatch plug and the winch of the trailer, so we can grab it with the engine crane. That's the plan for now. The two bubbles at the top can be removed. What we're going to do, the underframe will become a sturdy underframe for my new to build balancing machine. It's going to be a rough design, but I need to balance something, so that just came handy. The boards are, I think I said that before, the boards are actually for decking, because that's just thin plywood and it doesn't take any weight. Alright, let's pull that off and look under the hood. Welcome back. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna head off to pick up some stuff. We've got the trailer loaded with a crane. And yeah, we'll come back when we're on site. Sorry, it's a bit windy here. So we're back from our journey, and that's my suck truck and the engine crane. We got a generator head for one of our engines. We got something interesting here. We'll unpack that. We got a whole bunch of scaffold boards, which will become the trailer decking, because the stuff which I have there at the moment is not up to scratch. It's pretty weak. We got some scaffold poles, which we do something as well with. Yeah, it was a hell of a journey. It was about 320 miles. And the trailer did well. Sorry about the noise, nothing I can do really. Yeah, that was our journey from yesterday. I'm still knackered and tired. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, next day actually. And yeah, driving on a Friday with a trailer is not fun. Anyway, we'll unload the stuff and have a closer look, and that's how we do it. We just got a winch cable via snatch plug and just pull it back from the prop stands on the back. If it drops down, it doesn't matter, it just helps us. A bit of moisture helps as well. There is another sheet of plywood under the pallet. That's how we moved it on the trailer, just pushed it forward. Alright, let's crank that back a little bit and then we can reach it with the engine crane. Well, and that's what we have. It's a 1:0 ratio drive. It's got a bit of surface rust because when I was loading it, it was raining. But it looks okay. I bought it for parts because there are quite some good parts in it. And we're gonna make something of that at some point. Some parts will go to our mystery project. These two parts come off, and the plate will come off, and the bottom will be a sturdy base for a balancer, or we'll see. So that's how it looks like. It's pretty much two identical units. This one slides here in that slot. Don't know what they weigh. We'll take them apart, because we don't need it in the state they are at the moment. Got plenty of thermocouples and speed sensors, all good stuff. The belt drives are Gates polychain, quite expensive. I got two different ratios, got some more of those. We'll see what we do with those. They are not wide enough for what I'm gonna do, but I have a wider set, 56 millimeters. It's funny because Gates does some weird belt widths. Rather than 50 or 85, they do 56 or something like that. Anyway, so we'll check out what it weighs, and if it's not super heavy, it's hard to tell because it's a lot of steel. And then we just lift it off. It's fixed with some bolts down here. Don't know where. I'll figure it out. Probably two here. Might be two more at the front. Yeah, right under the plate. That's bad. I know the other one lifts off because that was almost sliding off when I loaded it, because the bolts were missing. There's no bolt here. It's the reason why I put these two studs in, just in case it moves. Alright, I think we need to slide the plate a little bit to get to the bolts. Shouldn't be a big deal. The purpose of it was a test rig for gearboxes. And which has been decommissioned. It was fairly cheap, so I couldn't resist to buy it because the parts alone are much more worth than I paid for it. It's quite a clever design. You remove those spaces and then you can slide it in. The whole plate can slide in on the bolts, on these bolts here. There's another one down here, and then you can remove the belt. Really cleverly made. And that's the tracking adjustment for the bearings. The drive shaft goes here to the driving motor. The gearbox was in the middle here, and the same on the other side. Same design here. You can see the tracking is in here. Why is that? There's no they put some spaces in the middle here. Got looks what they did here. Some are different this end. Put some shims underneath. Anyway, that's what it looks like. Yeah. Drive shaft here. It goes here on that big pulley, so the high speed is here. I think the input speed was 3000 or so, output was 9000. So these are high speed spindle bearings. Probably tapers, we'll see, I'll figure it out. Temperature sensor, same on the other side. Yeah, we make something of that. It's quite a nice piece of kit. Right, let's take it apart. I'm surprised how heavy it is. I'm measuring about 107 kilograms. So there's a bit of glare here. Didn't expect that. Alright. Yeah, it's free. Yeah, 107 kilograms. Quite a lot. You don't expect that. So the other one will be about the same. No way of lifting that off by hand. Alright. I didn't expect that. I was thinking about 60, 80 kilograms. But over 100 is quite a lot. Anyway, first one off. There's some dowel pins here, so we had to lift it. We couldn't slide it. The other one is easier. That's just sliding. The plate is actually aluminium. I thought it's zinc plated, but it's actually aluminium. It's soft, which makes it easier to handle. And it's quite a chunk of aluminium. That alone would probably be worth the price I paid for. So we removed all the goodies, and it's a bare frame, and we having about 66 kilos of bright mild steel. I think it's mild steel because it's rusting. Don't believe it's tool steel. Considering quality, it all looks machined, sort of. Or at least $2 a kilo, so that's $120 or 100 pounds for of raw material. Not too bad. The other one is similar, but the front plate is not there. It hasn't got that front plate. Some guy doing his daily aerobatics here. Yeah, the front plate isn't there, so it's a bit lighter. But yeah, let's take it apart. I got all the bolts out, just at the bottom. There are some more. A whole bunch of bolts. Just get them out and put it into our material storage. Because as it is, we can't do anything with it. We can't use it. And to make it into a bit more manageable pieces, we just take it apart. Someone did a good layout job here. It's all dowel pins here, and where the uprights down into the plate. So looks like it was quite a bit of work. Shame to take it apart, but I have no use for as it is. So we'd rather recycle the material. Alright, let's take it apart. So we got the other end done. All the bolts are out. Give it a whack and then it come apart. On this one we had to remove the pulley because there was no space to slacken the belt. The belt's over there. So we left with a plate. Shouldn't be heavy. And the base, I guess about 100 kilos. We'll check it. Alright, that's the other drive unit. Nice SKF bearing blocks, not cheap. We'll make something of that. So we got a table off, and it weighs 107 kilos. That's 200 pounds. So I wasn't far off. It's actually hanging free here. So. Right, let's get that into the shop somehow. I was a bit afraid it might be heavier, but 100 kilos is, yeah, you can handle that. And I think it's a good base for a balancing machine, because it's quite stiff, heavy. If you level it correctly, it should be right. And that's our flat stock material. I think it's 15 millimeters, most of it. Good stuff. Expensive to buy. Alright, and that's our huge aluminium plate. It's not super heavy, maybe 40 kilos or so. We'll see what we do with it. We probably have a use for it already. We'll see. Belt drive. Okay. So far that. And that's how you move things if you got uneven ground. Just use some tubes, or actually scaffold tubes, and it slides easily. And you can easily slide it alone, no problem. So we turn it around and move it in. Made some space for it. It goes actually in that corner here. I know I do need to do something with the floor. Apparently there's a hollow section underneath. Every time you tap it, the stone's dropping down. No time for doing concrete at the moment. Anyway, that went pretty easy. We have to turn it around now and probably roll it on some others. There are some mounting lugs underneath, so you can't really roll it or drag it on the floor. Anyway, let's carry on with that. Welcome back. We've just been back from an auction, and Groupie is extremely happy because she bought some, or we bought some kitchen equipment. This is a heated food display. And this is a chiller unit. It was very cheap. It's she's just removing the grime from the last probably 10 years, I don't know. 20 years? Okay.
20 years.
Well, that chiller unit is 10 years old here. We'll see if it works, but I think it does. Yeah, she really loves it. She told me I have to buy it, no matter what it costs, but it was cheap. And we bought some data acquisition equipment. I need to figure out what it is. It was cheap. I'll see what we do it. And some electric motors. That's the more interesting part. We bought a 5 kilonewton torque measurement flange, HBM T10. Extremely expensive device usually. It was not super cheap, but it was cheap for what did they normally cost, because they are quite sought after. It's a 5 kilonewton meter unit, and we have a use for it. We'll obviously check if it works. The range, I would be happy with the 2.5 kilonewton meters, but or 2 kilonewton meters, but they went such for incredible amount of money. I couldn't afford that. Here we got one of the more interesting parts is actually a torque wrench setter. I'll pick it out also. We got a few boxes full of pressure transducers, different sorts and sizes and whatever. We got the two inline torque measurement devices, which are, I think rating is about 50 Newton meters or so, or 100, something like that. We got a very good collection of load cells. I think it's at least 10, probably 15 in total, and it wasn't super cheap, but I paid less than I would pay for one, so that's a good one. The Norbar torque wrench setter, 250 Newton meters. Obviously we'll check it, but it was still bolted to the bench. I had to remove it from the bench, and I think it was in use till the last day before they closed the facility down. Anyway, we need to check what's in that blue box. Hopefully it contains what I'm hoping for, but I bought it for the cart where the chiller unit is sitting on, so yeah, it was cheap. Anyway, let's dig into the box. So apparently this is a proximity measurement system. They're all paired with proximity sensors, and it says 4 millivolt per micrometer. So it might be something very interesting. We'll figure out what it is. It's made by Vibrometer in Switzerland. Most likely very expensive. We'll figure it out. And these are the DC motors, 24 volts, 750 watts, continuous. Made in Italy. We got 5. We're gonna use 2 or so. We'll see what we can do with the rest. Anyway, that's the scores from today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time.